Hello, I'm Dale and welcome to my backyard. Winter is fast approaching. Let me show you the bare minimum that I would do to my above ground pool to get it ready for those long winter months. So in this video, we're going to cover taking down the pump, filter, and tubing to protect it from the freezing temperatures that are coming. And we're going to discuss the best way I've found to cover your pool for the winter. The first thing I need to do is get this cover off and all the debris off the top. We're going to kind of clean the pool out a little bit. I find that these covers that come with your pool, they're inadequate, and they're definitely inadequate for winter storage. They're barely large enough to cover the pool itself, and they're very flimsy. This one here tore just by me pulling on it. That didn't tear from the clamp itself, but just from me trying to tighten it up. And obviously I have to use some clamps to help hold the top down. When the wind starts blowing, the little string on this top is not enough to hold it down. So I really recommend getting a much stronger winter cover that comes a lot farther down on your pool, and then you have a better way to secure it to the ground. I'll include some Amazon links in the video description below of some winter covers that I like. It's also a good idea to put a pool cover float in the middle of your pool. It's like a giant balloon that helps support the center of your cover to prevent it from sinking down into the pool like it does here. Okay, now that I have the cover off, I can put my pool vacuum in there. We want to clean all the leaves and debris out before we store it for the winter. Next, we're going to drain the pool, but we're only going to drain it about halfway, down below the level of the outlet ports. This is one method for storage through the winter, but first we need to backwash our filter. And we're going to backwash the filter because we're going to disconnect it and store it dry through the winter, and we don't want to leave a bunch of dirty sand in there, so let's clean it. I have a video on how to backwash your sand filter. I'll be sure to include a link for that in the video description below as well in case you need it. Now that I have the sand in my filter clean, we're going to unplug it and start disconnecting the hoses. I'm going to disconnect this hose right here, which connects the two outlet ports together because I want to drain it down to this level. But first, I'm going to unplug my pump and filter and get them out of the way. This is one method that I'm using to drain my pool, but there's also a drain plug at the bottom. You can hook a hose up to drain it down to the level you want. I'm also going to completely disconnect the return port. We don't want this attached to the pool through winter. I'll start by disconnecting the hose, and then this assembly detaches by removing this. Now the reason we have to disconnect all the hoses and the pump and filter, not only to protect them, but freezing temperatures will cause them to crack. Now I'm going to give the filter and hoses all a real quick wash. Then I'll dry everything off, disconnect the last bit of hoses. On the bottom of the filter, there's a little drain down here. Open this up, drain any last bits of water out. Now I can store all of this in a clean, dry place for the winter. Now once the pool vacuum is done, I'm going to add a little bit of shock to get that chlorine level up. And I like to leave the chlorine tablet float in the pool during the winter. Add a few tablets just to help maintain that chlorine level through the winter. Now we can add the pool cover float and that good winter cover. I'll be sure to include Amazon links in the video description below where you can get both of those items. Now the manufacturer does recommend taking your pool completely down through the winter. This is just one option for winterizing your pool. I will cover how to disassemble your pool in the next video, so check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good day.